What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Kate Bush. And we're back with the first of a number of bonus tunes in the same folder for the Red Shoes, 1993. And the first one is apparently the B-side to Rubberband Girl, and it's called Show a Little Devotion. I was amused when I read the title because devotion is an absolutist sort of sentiment. It's the idea of being fully committed and perhaps also heavily in love. Now, you could be devoted to something that you're not necessarily in love with, in at least a traditional sense of that phrase. But certainly it speaks to a singular focus. It speaks to a ubiquitous presence of that conviction and commitment in the person's life. So to show a little devotion is like asking for a lot of, or just a little bit of perfection. It's like, well, you know, the concept itself seems to be something that you can't necessarily do in smaller parts, right? So I was amused when I looked at the title, but I suppose it could have a, less amusing or ironic meaning. It just could be about someone who seemingly is convinced that they have a strong feeling towards someone, but maybe the other person doesn't feel it. It's like, hey, show a little devotion. I could conceive of ways that it may be less seemingly intriguing than it came across when I first looked at it. But let's see what I can catch on a first listen. This is Kate Bush. The tune is Show a Little Devotion, and it's a B-side track, apparently for the Rubberband Girl single.
Everything that you wanted, everything that you love, yeah. Run away from you. Everything that you can for,
That bass.
yeah, yeah.
reminder, we had to hear that one more time. I do wonder, in fact, how long that track was. What does it say? A little over 4 minutes. Okay, it felt longer than that. It felt like maybe 5 minutes. I was gonna say it like almost felt like, an experimental, slightly extended B-side, but no, apparently it was right in the middle range. Like sonically, it did very much feel like a more album type track, less, I've heard Kate Bush much more experimental, and off the beaten path than this, but even so, that's not in any way a knock that it it sounds commercial, as if that's a bad thing. No, it just sounds like a track that very much could be on the radio, very much could be on an album. And yeah, it didn't feel ironic, like, show a little devotion, or it didn't feel like there was a humor or like a silliness to it. Granted, I didn't catch so many of the lines because, again, sometimes her vocal performance just like it's all my brain can think about is the actual like singing itself. And I've mentioned before the way she can do such delicate like soft singing as well as big like massive belting and powerful emotional singing. And again, here, I think the degree to which she can go from one to the other, where it's like the way she would just like climb the mountain vocally, both in terms of like the pitch or the tone, but also the volume. Like she really scaled it up rapidly in both regards. So a cool B-side, definitely a track that, I would be happy with on an album. So again, I don't know, sometimes when I go through these catalogs, there's certain groups where, like, I always use PSB, Pet Shop Boys, as a good example, where a lot of their fans are just, they would argue that the B-sides are some of the best stuff and, they're not to be missed. And then I've gone through other groups where people say, hey, the B-sides are cool, but maybe circle back to them, because it's really the album stuff that you want to focus on first. So I have seen different sides of that among different fandoms in the different deep dives. So again, the musical education, not only for me, but as I've come to learn, for people across the channel who learn from other people's comments and insights, little tidbits of information, where I've seen so many people say in different deep dives, oh, I've known this song for 30 years, but I never knew that little piece of information. So again, it's just a cool community that we built up around the channel, so hopefully people feel the same. I do apologize. I know the Kate Bush deep dive had gone more than 3 weeks. Typically, I try not to let it go that long, but the number of deep dives still continues to incrementally increase here and there, so I will do the best I can, but we'll continue to go through her catalog, I promise you, and once again, shout out to Seb for that. And yeah, let me know what you think of this B-side. I will see you next time. Peace.